sorry, I'm not defensive about it.
Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another live stream and your daily Chelsea news update. And as always, guys, there is plenty to dive into. The Athletic reporting that Chelsea have offered to take Victor Osimhen on loan from Napoli, and it is one to watch. We're going to dive into the latest developments on that scenario with Romelu Lukaku as well. We've got the latest on the future of Ben Chilwell as well, with Enzo Maresca describing Chilwell's situation yesterday as delicate as they try and find a position for him amid doubts over whether he suits the system or not. Atletico Madrid are just waiting for an answer from Conor Gallagher. An agreement with Chelsea is very, very close right now, thought to be worth around £33.5 million. But yeah, club-to-club agreement, very close, but obviously Atletico have got work to do on the player side of things to convince him to join the club. So we're going to dive into the latest on that as well. We've got Philip Jorgensen was unveiled late last night. Philip Jorgensen unveiled. We've got the latest on the new Chelsea goalkeeper, and ESPN have actually put out a graphic detailing how much that Chelsea have spent £161 million on goalkeepers over the last 6 years. And that's not to mention that 19-year-old, Mike Penders, the Genk goalkeeper, is close to completing a €20 million move to the club as well for yet another goalkeeper. So we're going to be diving into all that as well as the friendly against Club America tonight, in America, obviously, but in the early hours of the morning UK time. We're set to see Kiernan Dewsbury Hall for the first time. And ultimately, yeah, we're going to have a little chat about that game. But we just need to see, we need to see better. We need to see better. We need to see more from the team. And let's hope that we can see some improvements. But yeah, big up to everyone that's already locked in, guys. Make sure you're smashing the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you are new round here as well. That would be greatly appreciated. And yeah, and keep subscribing, guys. We're 77 in the building already, only 26 likes. So smash that thumbs up button, people. It's free. And yeah, let's get this to 100 likes as quickly as possible. But with 80 in the building, we should be on 50 likes in absolutely no time whatsoever. So yeah, please keep running it up, people. Please keep running it up. Brother, hope you're doing well. Bro, are you at Inter Milan? Let me know if you're at Inter, and we'll catch up and say hi to Dad for me as well. Hope Trev's doing well. I look forward to linking up again, boys. But yeah, mate, hope you're good. Good to see you're doing well, bro. And yeah, catch you at Inter if you're there. If not, see you at City. Yep, bro. There it is. Little Sainsbury's trip. Inter. Life's good. Life's good. But yeah, good to see you in the building, mate. Good to see you in the building. Guys, by the way, make sure you subscribe to Jacob's channel as well, people. Please do. You know, great guy, doing some good stuff over on his channel. So head over to Jacob2501 and subscribe to the lad. Mate, I haven't worked out what I'm doing yet. But guys, go and support Jacob. Would be greatly appreciated, people. But yeah, anyway, what else have we got going on? What are the people saying in the chat? Yes, big up. Scott Sick. Pray to God Chelsea get Osimhen. I hope so, brother. I hope so. Bro, I would love that to be the case, but don't get me all excited like that. Don't get me all excited like that. That's not what we're about here. Not what we're about. What else is being said in the chat? What's happened to Gallagher? Nothing's happened to Gallagher. Clubs are close to agreeing a fee. And yeah, we're just now waiting for Gallagher's decision, basically, on whether he wants to join Atletico Madrid or not, essentially. Yes, big up, bro. We're never getting Osimhen. I wouldn't say never. It's never over until it's over. So there's always a chance. There's always a chance. And the fact that discussions have taken place, or the fact that discussions are taking place, is a positive sign. It's a positive sign. 100%. What else is being said? Yes, big up, bro. Big up. What else is going on? Yes, big up, brother. I hope you're doing well. You think we sign Osimhen? I think it's still very much up in the air. But I think we've got as good a chance as any now, and a much better chance than we would have had a few months ago, considering, it had been heavily reported that we'd pulled out of the deal due to the costs and maybe some concerns over style of play. So look, I still think this is a difficult one to pull off, but ultimately, I think we can do this. It makes sense because Napoli are desperate for Lukaku. We want to offload Lukaku. Osimhen would be a top striker for us. So it makes sense for all parties involved, for both players in one way or another, to be involved in that deal. We need a marquee signing. Yeah, I hear you. I don't think we need much. A centre forward, and yeah, I think that would be pretty much it in my mind. A centre forward, and then we go from there. I don't think we need anything else. I don't, unless a good opportunity presents itself. I really don't believe that we need to sign a winger. I think we've got enough at the moment. Gallagher's on holiday still after the Euros. We need him we need him badly. Yeah, no, we do need him. Chelsea don't want to pay release clause. They're not going to, didn't want to pay release clause. No, we don't want to pay release clause. But with the Lukaku going the other way, and whether it's a loan with an obligation or whatever it might be, we're not going to be paying the release clause at the end of the day. It would be great to offload players. Yeah, that's one thing that is problematic, is that the outgoings has been slow. There's no denying it. You would have expected a bit more progress in basically August now, other than Martson, Hutchinson, and Malang Sarr out the door. Fab was on point from the beginning of the summer. Chelsea wants to do smart business. This could be it. Yeah, but you look at all the business we've done. We spent 67 million quid this summer. All opportunities, all like what would be viewed as smart business. No, I'm absolutely not 40. Jesus Christ, you're adding a lot of years onto me there. But yeah, anyway, let's dive into it, people. I think it'll be a loan with an obligation, and the same for Lukaku. No, look, ultimately, I don't see Napoli doing a loan. The only loan they'll do is if it's with an obligation, because that basically means that it's going to be it's a permanent deal at the end of the day. It's just the money will go on the books next summer rather than this summer. So yeah. There we go. But anyway, let's dive into it, guys. Let's dive into this. Arsenal are bidding for Gallagher'S. New report. Again, I've not seen anything concrete from that, to be perfectly honest. Let's see. But let's dive into this Osimhen stuff. Let's carry on from where we left off yesterday. And fresh report in the Athletic from the Serie A correspondent James Horncastle. Nah, bro, I'm not doing a watch along later on. It's too late. The kickoff's too late. I'll do a little match review dropping at midday tomorrow on the channel. But yeah, no watch along for Club America. It's a filthy kickoff time, especially with work in the morning as well. If I ever get to a position where I can do this full time, then yeah, of course, watch alongs at all hours. Who cares? But yeah, for sure. Right now, that won't be happening. Maybe for the City game, maybe Madrid, and then obviously I'll be at Inter. But anyway, so this is from James Horncastle in the Athletic. Chelsea have offered to take Victor Osimhen on loan with an option to buy. It would have to be high and come with guarantees to avoid having Napoli having Osimhen and Lukaku on the books if he does not join Chelsea after the loan. It's one to watch. Let's see if there's any further details in this article on Osimhen. But Fabrizio's also added that this is one that, is not going to be resolved quickly. There's not going to be a swift resolution to the scenario. It's very much going to be one of those which, could take a little bit of time. But there was a lot of, developments on it yesterday. Not as much today. And I suspect for the rest of the week, there might not be an awful lot. There might not be an awful lot on it. So yeah, let me just scroll down and see if I can find this stuff on him. Okay, so here we go. They have in the meantime offered to take the Chelsea offered to take Osimhen on loan, with an option to buy. The option we've done that, and come with guarantees to avoid lumbering Napoli with Lukaku and Osimhen's wages in the event his respective time at Stamford Bridge went the way of João Felix and didn't convince the hierarchy to follow through and make him a Chelsea player outright next summer. That's one to watch over the coming days and weeks. I simply cannot see a situation, guys, where Napoli would allow an option to buy, essentially giving Chelsea a 1 year's trial on Osimhen, and if it doesn't work out, they can just send him back. You know, there's no way. Look, as much as we'd absolutely love that to be the case, there is simply no way in my mind that that we are going to get Osimhen on a loan deal with an option to buy. An obligation, yes. But what would that obligation be? It's obviously not going to be the release clause. So then you're thinking, right, okay, what sort of money are we talking about here? Obligation to buy, you're maybe thinking, what, 60, 70 million pounds? I think that's probably fair. If Lukaku's going the other way in a deal as well, maybe somewhere between 60 and 70 million obligation to buy. I think that's fair, personally. You know, I think that would be fair. But what do I know at the end of the day? But I think that would be fair. What do you do for work outside of this? 12:30. Nah, bro, it's peak. I do writing for a Chelsea website, for a Chelsea news website. So yeah, it's kind of early starts. If this was a big game, I'll probably make an exception. But yeah, it's Club America in pre-season. So yeah, it's not the one. But there will be the vlog. Will return for Inter Milan, first game at Stamford Bridge under Enzo Maresca. I think Fab mentioned something like 60 million euros, not loan fee. I think 60 million euros might have been the option to buy potentially. Is what we're looking at there. Now I'll be honest, mate. I'm not a huge fan of films. Not really a cinema guy. Give them a big loan fee, mate. 20 mil. I don't even know. I don't know what the situation is currently going to be, guys. Keep smashing the like button, by the way. 168 in the building. We're on 62 likes. Let's get this to 100 likes as quickly as possible, people. Keep smashing that like button. Run it up. And there's 164 in the building, guys. Let's get a few more subscribers. We're on 10,735. Let's get this to 10,750. Let's try and get another 15 subscribers. Keep smashing the subscribe button. Keep smashing that like button. On the road to 11K. Next stop, 10.8. So keep smashing the subscribe button. Keep running those likes up, guys. We should be on 100 likes in the next 5 minutes. Simple as that, guys. 64 at the moment. Maresca, I agree with you 100%. It has to be obligation or permanent. Look, I think a loan with an obligation probably makes the most sense. Again, it depends on the price. Yes, big up, brother. What do I think of Mark Guiu? Do you know what, bro? I actually think he's done all right. I've been quite impressed with what he's done so far in a Chelsea shirt. Admittedly, you know, it's not the best level of opposition, but he's looked a handful. He looks like he's got that physicality, good hold-up play, good work rate off the ball. There's definitely something to work with there. I've been impressed, but I think, you know, over these next few games against the better opposition, maybe not necessarily Club America, but certainly against your Man Cities, your Real Madrids and your Inters, if we can see something similar from him, then yeah, I think there's real promise. I think there's real promise in him. What have I missed? Nah, bro, not missed anything. Literally just chatting about Osimhen. Glad I worked 2 till 10. Yeah, I hear you, bro. I hear you. What is the Chelsea website? I definitely read some of your work. It's literally just chelsea.news. Osimhen won't happen anyway. He won't drop his wages. Nah, look, look, to be honest, right? I know people think that, but why would you be in conversations over it if there was no scope for the wages to be dropped? You know, why? Yes, run it up. Pre-season is basically a training session anyway. No point staying up for it, but would watch if reasonable time. Yeah, bro, I hear you. I hear you on that. Look, if it works out for me work-wise and stuff, I will do a couple of watch-alongs. I will try and do a watch-along for some of the pre-season games, but there's not that many left now. Maybe the next possibility will be Real Madrid. So let's wait and see on that front. Yeah, he's good. He's really good for stuff in Italy. Our owners won't allow straight swaps. Let's be honest. They'll need that Lukaku cash on our books. Yeah, look, it'll get wages off the books. So it'll be Lukaku going one way, and then Osimhen, like Lukaku and some cash one way, and then Osimhen coming the other way, I suspect. No, I don't think so. And Maresca himself said after Celtic that Guiu, as things stand right now, will be part of the plans for next season. He's not going anywhere. Let's see if those thoughts change if Osimhen comes, or let's see if those thoughts change based on his performances over the next few games. But yeah, let's wait and see what happens on that one. No, I don't think so, mate. I'd be very surprised given he literally arrived yesterday. So yeah, I'd be surprised if that were to be the case. So yeah, there we go. Anyway, and there's not really too much more to add on Osimhen, other than, there's not going to be a quick solution to this, guys. This is obviously detailed conversations. There's a lot of things to sort out. I would say mainly on the Osimhen side of things. I don't really think there's very much to sort out in regards to Lukaku at all. I don't really believe there's really anything to sort out for Lukaku. He's agreed a 3-year contract with Napoli. He's accepted a pay cut to go there as well. There's not really anything that needs to be done in terms of him. In terms of the Lukaku side of things, there's nothing, is there? Literally, what is there to do? He's just waiting now. It's as simple as that. He is just waiting now for Osimhen to leave, basically. That's the reality. He is waiting. But anyway, look, this was the latest update from Fabrizio in a YouTube video last night on Osimhen. He's saying that the salary is important. If Osimhen was to go on loan to Chelsea, he would probably have to reduce it. Napoli will never cover the wages while out on loan. He's on a big salary, around £9.2 million net. That's crazy, by the way. He does not want to cut it. And then we've got here, trust me, Osimhen to Chelsea is not imminent. It's in the early discussion stages and not something for today or tomorrow. It will take time to understand what happens. Remember what I said 2 days ago? I want to wake up and see this deal in advance. What happened yesterday? Yeah, there was quite a few developments yesterday. No doubt about it. There were a number of developments yesterday. By the way, guys, 187 in the building, 82 likes. Let's get this to 100 likes as quickly as possible. We are making very good progress, guys. Very good progress. So run it up, run it up. Yeah, run it up, people. Someone needs to let me know. I expect us to be on 100 likes, guys, in the next 5 minutes. So yeah, 187 in the building. There must be 13 of you that haven't liked the video. So run it up, people. Separate deals, but common clubs. Yes, big up to the Dearest Devil. Appreciate the donation, pal. Very kind. Hope you are doing well, brother. Hope you're doing well. I don't think we're going to get a winger. I don't see us signing any wingers. I also don't really look at it as a necessity either. I don't see it as a necessity, guys. Why do we need another winger? What for? If it was an Elise if Elise were to come was to have come in, then yeah, sure, I would understand that a bit more. But yeah, I just don't think we need one. Just use Angelo. You've got Esteban Paez coming next year. I think we've got enough to get by with. Osimhen would be great. We need a goal machine, and the effect of him in the dressing room would help the young ones. Yeah, I think it would be good. The wages are a wash. Lukaku's on 175, so 11 mil net. That's roughly the same. He just wouldn't get a raise. No, true. No, I hear you. I would say 50 mil plus Lukaku. Yeah, again, that wouldn't be bad. But again, I think Napoli reports in Italy were suggesting that Napoli were that a starting point for Napoli would be 58 million plus Lukaku, which I actually think is all right. To be fair, that's still a deal that's worth less than 100 million pounds. What are your thoughts on Reece playing an inverted role? I think it's important that we try different things, and I think it's important that he learns the system and learns something a bit different. But on my very early impressions, I don't particularly like it. I think it takes a lot away from his game. It leaves the right winger a bit more isolated. A lot more work is required from the player playing on the right hand side, purely because there's no overlap. I think it takes away from Reece's best qualities. Bombing forward, putting balls into the box and stuff, and you're not getting that when he inverts into midfield. So look, I don't hate it and never want to see it again, but I feel like it does quite considerably take away from the strongest points of his game. Watch game tonight, 12:30 kickoff. Yeah, nah, not for me. What else is coming in, guys? There's so much coming in. If you want to guarantee your comment gets read out, please do use the super chat function. It would be greatly appreciated. So please do that, guys. And I'll try and get through as much as I can in the chat. I will try and get through as much as possible, people. Over 200 in the building now, guys. Have we reached 100 likes? We're not quite there yet, but keep running it up, guys. And we should be getting close to the subscriber milestone. We're another 12 required, people. So yeah, keep smashing that subscribe button. There must be plenty in here that have not subscribed. So don't just watch the content for free. Guys, hit that subscribe button. Support me. I would really appreciate it. Great community here. Yeah, get involved in the chat, people. Get involved. Napoli are moving brazy. Yes, big up, bro. Do you think Chilwell will get sold? If an acceptable offer comes in from someone, then yeah, Chelsea would accept that, and it would be down to Chilwell whether he wishes to stay or not at the club. But I think it's clear that we can see how this one's going to end. Whether it's this summer or next summer, it's pretty evident, I would say, that Chilwell isn't really part of the plans. No problem about Osimhen. Net 9.8, breakdowns about 170, 180. Fair. Have you seen the news about Alvarez is not going to be available for 47 million euros? Absolutely no way. Absolutely no way. Want to see this defense do a lot better tonight? Yeah, I hear you on that front. But let's see if there's any further stuff on Osimhen. Let's have a look. I don't think there's an awful lot more to add, other than literally this is basically the state of play as put by Fabrizio. This is the state of play as of yesterday, and not much has developed today. So this here, concise, to the point. Napoli open to involving Victor in Chelsea talks, revealed on Monday. Player against the loan without a mandatory clause. Fair enough. Osimhen will not cut his salary. He said yes to PSG, but stand by between clubs. Conte only wants Lukaku. So that is exactly where we're at right now, is that, Osimhen would be open to the move, but we're going to have to wait and see. What happens on that one, because right now, we have to wait and see what the obligation might be. We don't know what the obligation to buy might be. Like, what is the obligation going to be? As I said, it was wishful thinking very much to think that Napoli would just give a loan with an option of which we could just send him back, and then they're lumbered with Lukaku and Osimhen on the books. It wouldn't make sense. Do you see Broja bid from a Premier League club for 27 million? Nope. I haven't seen that. I'm not aware of that taking place. Not sure what this is. Gallagher is so underappreciated. Some of you Chelsea fans should be ashamed of yourselves wanting him to go. Yeah, look, we'll get onto the Gallagher stuff shortly. If the Osimhen thing's going to fizzle out, he'll either join PSG or go to Saudi. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It does. It almost feels too good to be true that we're kind of back. We're kind of heavily back in the race for Osimhen. It does feel a little bit too good to be true. But I think I'll be honest. I think the only way that Chelsea end up getting Osimhen is if the only way we end up getting him is if it's a loan with an obligation. I don't see an outright being done this summer. And I expect, it would be as part of a deal for Lukaku. I personally can't envisage anything being done differently. Do you think we can go back next summer for Nico Williams? Yeah. Look, that's a possibility. Get into the Champions League next season, and then why couldn't we go back for? Why couldn't we go back for Nico Williams next summer? Why not? Reports are suggesting that he could be staying at Athletic Bilbao. So why not? But yeah, guys, this is where we're currently at with the Osimhen situation. Discussions are taking place. Napoli only want the player doesn't want an option. He wants an obligation if he's going to go on loan. So there's a few more bits to still sort out. This deal is still not really that close to happening, but it's a lot further. It's a lot closer than any of us would have expected it to be at this time. And yeah, you just got to hold tight for the sort of the next few days, the next few weeks, to see what major developments potentially occur. But there are a lot of possibilities, people. A lot of possibilities still on this front. But the fact we're in the conversation and the fact that it's not been entirely ruled out is a huge plus, and you can't help but just be a tiny little bit excited about the possibility of that maybe happening. It would be. Yeah, it'd be the stuff of dreams almost. I know that obviously my preference would have been Ivan Toney, but if we were able to get an Osimhen on the sort of a loan with an obligation, then yeah, look, I'm not going to say no to it, considering the names we've been linked with this summer. Like Osimhen would be a dream come true. No, because the release clause is in the contract, unless he gets offered a new deal with a different release clause, or unless the release clause was only active this summer, which I'm not aware of that being the case, then he would be at the same price next season. Bro, this could take more than days. This could be weeks. If we're being totally honest, this could be weeks. There's no doubt about it. This could certainly be weeks. But look, it's one to keep an eye on, and yeah. Let's keep it moving on the let's just keep it moving on the situation. Can we start a Southgate for Arsenal? It would be great, wouldn't it? But yeah, not going to happen. Nico Williams will not leave Spain. I don't envisage Nico Williams spending his entire career in Spain. But, you do never know with these things. Guys, 222 in the building. Big up to everyone that's locked in. We're going to get to 200 likes today. We're on 112 at the moment. Keep running it up, guys. It really helps with the algorithm and the YouTube. The more liked a piece of content is, the more it gets boosted in the algorithm, and therefore more eyes on the channel, which is what we all want. So, yeah, guys, 221 in the building. Keep smashing that like button. There's no reason why this stream shouldn't be getting to 200 likes, guys. So run it up. And keep subscribing as well. How are we getting on that little mini target of 15 subscribers? We're 8 to go, people. Very good. Doing well so far. But yeah, keep running it up, guys. 8 more subscribers to 10,750. Let's make sure we get there. So please do subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. I'm very grateful for the support, as you always know. I don't think Osimhen will be that prolific in front of goal in the Premier League. It was horrible in the last AFCON. Look, I don't think it's right to judge a striker based off one international tournament where, yes, okay, he didn't do particularly well. But yeah, I'm not going to be judging Osimhen based off an AFCON. If we get Osimhen, I'm happy. I don't think we should have signed KDH. Fair enough. Too many people involved in this Osimhen deal. It will take some time. I agree, but the one difference we do have with this is that normally, you know, there's a lot of agents to deal with, a lot of things to sort out in regards to, you know, player swap deals. But as I mentioned earlier, you know, there's nothing really to sort out on the Lukaku side. And Osimhen is open to coming to Chelsea. I think really the only thing that needs sorting out is like the obligation to buy in a potential loan deal, or if it would be Lukaku and cash for Osimhen, what that amount would be. I don't think there's an awful lot of stuff to do in terms of player side. I very much think it's not exactly imminent, but I very much think it's purely really a finances thing at this point in time that needs to be sorted out, which is an incredible position to be in, really. Are you worried about Osimhen's injury stats? No, not massively. No, you know, I don't think it's that bad. You know, I really don't. Why get the striker on loan when we have Nkunku that looks fit? Give him games and let's see what he can do. No, but Nkunku's going to be a massive player for us. I don't think people realize how many games we're going to have as well. We're going to have a lot of games next season, guys. A lot of games. So, yeah, we do need another striker. I think it's a big gamble to go in with Jackson, Gihu, and Nkunku, particularly given the amount of games, particularly given the lack of experience on Gihu's part, and then our injury records as well. Can we trust Nkunku to stay fit for a whole season? Then that leaves you with Jackson and Gihu. You know, it can certainly be a little bit problematic. Not much news on outgoings. No, there's not. And the outgoings, as I've said, is a concern. The outgoings, no doubt, is a major concern at the moment. And yeah, we really need things to pick up next month on the outgoings front, because we've got far too many players in the squad, and we've got way too many players that shouldn't even be here. So yeah, we've got to get that sorted out. We have to. We aren't paying Osimhen's wages. Let's see. I mean, it would be massively disappointing to go through all this news and then, you know, we end up with Samuel Morodion at the end of it all. But let's be fair, that can't be ruled out. That absolutely cannot be ruled out, guys. You know, I'm still half expecting us to put 70 million euros on the table for Morodion. But yeah. Stay at Chelsea, Gallagher, get through this transfer window, then Dim Stanley will offer you a new deal in January, so don't leave for free. Do I think Noni will leave? No, I don't. Why would Chelsea sell Madueke? And I don't think I'm getting no impressions that he wants to leave the club either. So yeah, it literally doesn't make sense on any fronts whatsoever. Somerville set to move to West Ham. No, I don't think so. The links with Chelsea and Somerville have been very, very quiet over the past few weeks. There's been nothing major there at all. So no, I don't envisage Chelsea going in for a hijack. But you know, of course, you can never rule these things out. You can never rule these things out. Just imagine Palmer and Nkunku and Osimhen attack. Yeah, it would be pretty scary, but it wouldn't be scary for us. But yeah, that has the potential to be something crazy, doesn't it? It really does. Oh yeah, no, Broya's done. He's not part of the plans at all. Yeah, he absolutely isn't part of the plans. Guys, we're still on 125 likes, 206 in the building. Keep running it up, people. It's free. It takes seconds to do, and yeah, it really, really helps me out. So yeah, please do keep running it up. We should be able to get to 150 likes ASAP here. We're on 126 right now. Another 25. We are 207 in the building. There's definitely plenty of you that haven't liked the stream, so please do, guys. Good reason to keep Gallagher and Chalobah, Chile and Sterling. Then if we've got all those extra games, I'll be real. I agree that Gallagher and Chalobah should stay. Chile, I like Chilwell, but it's evident he's not part of the plans. It doesn't suit the system. And then we know that Sterling's not going anywhere anyway. Somerville is the only one similar to Williams. Fair enough. What are my thoughts on Mudryk? I like him. You know, I think he's got something about him. I think there's a lot of ability there. There's a lot of talent there, but he still needs a lot of coaching. And this is a big season for him. I've said it. I've said it with him and with Madueke. With the arrival of these South American youngsters next summer in Paez and Estabal, and possibly Chelsea going into the market again, maybe for me, these two are very much playing for their Chelsea careers, and I don't expect next season, not this one coming up, but the one after, I don't expect they'll both be here. So yeah, they're under pressure where they're essentially playing for their Chelsea futures, I believe, this season. Well, look, the preseason team has had no Enzo Fernandez, has had no Moises Caicedo, has had no Nicholas Jackson, has had no Marc Cucurella. So it's had no Caicedo, no Enzo, no Marc Cucurella, no Jackson, no Palmer, and it's also had we haven't even seen Dewsbury Hall. So there's basically 5 starters there, maybe 6 starters there that haven't even kicked a ball yet in the preseason. So I'm not going to judge the team just yet, but yeah, I'm fully aware there needs to be major improvements for sure. But anyway, let's move. We're going to get onto that later. We're going to move on to Conor Gallagher now, because that move to Atletico Madrid certainly seems to be getting closer. Fabrizio reporting last night, the agreement between Atletico Madrid and Chelsea for Conor Gallagher is almost there. It's about the final details, but it's imminent. They are waiting for a green light from the player. Now, I've said this before, like, agreeing a fee is not the hard part. Agreeing a fee is not the difficult part at all. The difficult part is going to be convincing Gallagher that the move is right. And does he actually want to leave Chelsea? We know that, that Chelsea want to sell him, but what I would love to know is, what are Enzo Maresca's thoughts on Conor Gallagher? I'm aware that he doesn't have any say in what's going to happen to Gallagher. I'm fully aware that he's not going to have any say, but I think that, I do believe that he would probably use him. If he had a say, I think he'd use Gallagher. But this is where we are right now. Agreement is close over a fee, believed to be worth just under £34 million. So that is quite a lot less than the £50 million that had been spoken about before. What's interesting here, and it's an interesting point of view, by the way, but it looks like that Gallagher and Maatsen, Gallagher's going to follow in the footsteps of Maatsen and Lewis Hall and whatnot, in going from Chelsea straight to a team in the Champions League when we aren't even in the competition. And it's important to remind ourselves here, guys, that Chelsea have freely allowed this to happen, but they've also actively made a big push for it as well. Selling players to teams in those competitions is not as big of a flex as what people think it is when you're not even in the competition yourself. Obviously, Chelsea feel like they can do better than them, but yet they haven't actually upgraded in the market on these players at all. So yeah, it's a real strange one, but I'm not sure what Gallagher's going to do here. He's got every right, like every player does. He's under contract, and he doesn't have to accept any move if he doesn't want the move. So I don't know what the plan is. I know loads of people are delighted that Gallagher could well be going, but it's not about the quality of the player. It's about the precedent it sets. It's about selling off the life and blood of the club, players that have come through the ranks, players that live and breathe Chelsea. You need those guys in the squad, and we're slowly getting rid of them all. Yes, I know there's Reece James there. I know Levi Colwell's there and whatnot, but we are slowly getting rid of all those kinds of players, and that's not what we should be doing. Not what we should be doing at all. I don't understand it personally, but I don't know what I'm expecting to come from this, because we just have to wait. We just have to wait. I'm a big fan of Conor. In an ideal world, I'd like him to stay. And I would definitely back him to fight his way into some kind of a role under Maresca this season. Even if he didn't start Premier League, even if he wasn't to start league games that often, he's a lot better than people think he is. And look, this could also be a very good opportunity for Connor, by the way. He might not get this move again. It's a new league. He fits Simeone's styles perfectly. I think he'll thrive there. He gets to play in the Champions League. And he will be appreciated by the fan base for the player that he is, which is not the case at Chelsea. Well, certainly not for large parts of the Chelsea fan base. But I wonder when a decision is going to be taken on this. He obviously knows what the situation is right now. But yeah, I don't know. He was captain for last season. He's on the verge of joining Atletico Madrid. A fee of around 35 million euros is a bit of a joke here. Atletico, if this goes through, have definitely got a much, much better deal than Chelsea on this front. If we were to only get 33 million pounds for Conor Gallagher, then I've got to be honest, guys, that's crap, isn't it? That's really, really shit. Considering they are talking about deals worth in excess of 50 million, was that only for Premier League clubs? And, abroad it was going to be cheaper. But it just feels like that Gallagher for that price is not great. Let's have a look on this latest report from the Daily Mail here, stating that Chelsea are going to probably have to drop their asking price. Well, I think we know they're going to have to drop their asking price. What's it saying here? Chelsea gets the prospect of having to drop their asking price for Gallagher if they are with Atletico Madrid. Negotiations earlier in the year, they were understood to have reached around the £57 million mark for the 24-year-old, as well as a separate deal for a Villa player. Atletico proposed around 20 mil for Gallagher a few weeks ago, but that was rejected, and they have now returned confident of striking a deal with Chelsea following talks over the last 48 hours. Gallagher has yet to agree to the move, however, as he assesses his options. He could opt to remain at Chelsea, although he's aware with his contract running down, the club are eager to avoid losing him for nothing. There is also a possibility, once a price is set with Atletico, that Tottenham return to the table as they retain a long-held interest after seeing offers turned down a year ago. So, yeah, look, we're going to be taking, if we take this Atletico deal, which is seemingly going to be around the £35 million mark, then, yeah, we are taking a deal which is, considerably less than what Chelsea value Gallagher at. There's no denying that. Absolutely less than what people would have been expecting this summer. Considerably less. I don't know if we could have actually got the 50 million for him. But yeah, it's not ideal, is it? It's not ideal. I honestly would have thought we'd get more money than that. Are we really that desperate that we're going to sell someone? Yes, there's a year left on a contract. So I just feel it's undervalued. Maybe to a team abroad, 33 million is maybe fair. I don't know. Sure, the English tax, would prop things up a little bit, but I would just be, I don't know, I'd be expecting a bit more. I just would have expected a bit more. I don't care. So no, we have a good team. It's just about staying fit. Yeah, of course. The team's not bad. We just got to stay fit, and we just got to hope that we can adapt to Maresca's ideas sooner rather than later. Yep, there is. It's Atletico. We've got no options. No, we don't particularly. Seeming as we're so desperate to move Gallagher on, there seemingly aren't any options. This looks like it pretty much is the only option for him. So, yeah, that isn't an ideal situation. Guys, we're at 145 likes. This can get to 200 likes today. Keep smashing that like button. Run it up. Let's get this to 200 likes. We're 200 people in the building still. Big up to everyone who is locked in this afternoon. It's greatly appreciated. And we're 6 subscribers away from 10,750. So guys, please hit that subscribe button. I would really, really appreciate it, guys. So run up the subscribers. 6 to go now. There's plenty in there that haven't subscribed. So please do subscribe to the channel if you're new around here and keep smashing that like button, guys. Let's get this to 200 likes. Run it up, run it up. You lot are great. So you'll definitely be able to do that. The Premier League club has submitted a bid for Broja. I've got no idea who that Gonzalo Tortosa is. Never heard of him. If we're going to sell Gallagher, why not sell him to Tottenham? Probably because we don't want to sell to rivals. Gallagher, I don't think would want to go to Tottenham anyway. Whilst you might maybe get a bit more money for him from Tottenham, I don't see a situation where Gallagher would go and join Tottenham. I just don't think he would. 35 million is better for him to a club to settle. I don't want Tottenham to sign him. No, I agree. If Gallagher goes, fine. He stays, fine. Sure. That deal with Villa was PSR and plenty without a doubt. Yeah, absolutely. 35 million euros is still good considering there's 1 year left on his contract. It's not awful, but I think, I personally would have expected, I personally would have expected a little bit more. I've got to be honest. I would have expected a bit more. It won't be the end of Chelsea if we lose Gallagher, guys. No one's saying it's going to be the end of Chelsea. I just disagree with us selling him. We all know that it's not going to be the end of Chelsea. Yep, they have. Because they want the money. That's it. I'd be very interested to see what would happen if we were in this situation and Gallagher was, say, Spanish and Chalobah was Portuguese or something. Yeah, then you can guarantee Chalobah would be on the tour and Gallagher would have signed a new contract. But that, of course, is where we're at right now. We know that would have been. We know that would have been the case. We absolutely know that. So yeah, this is going to be interesting now. What Gallagher decides to do. He's not going to be on the tour. He's going to go back to Cobham at some point with the rest of the guys that have got an extended break after reaching the finals of the Euros, and then we're gonna go from there. Yeah, but Gallagher's made it, and he doesn't want away. I fully understand that the role of the academy is twofold. It is, of course, to raise money for the football club as well. Absolutely, but Gallagher doesn't fall into either of those categories. That he's not quite made it, or he doesn't want to be here. He's made it, and he wants to be here. Sad to see him go. He's a starter in this team, but the money helps. Well, how much does 30? How fucked financially are we? That 33 million quid is suddenly going to make the world of difference. I'm a bit confused on that. I don't really understand it. But anyway, this is where we're at with Conor Gallagher. Just waiting for his decision. The agreement's not yet been reached between Chelsea and Atletico. It is very, very close. And then obviously it's purely down to the player. That's what they need. They need the player buy-in. And I don't know what Gallagher's thinking. I don't know what he's thinking on this one. We're gonna have to wait and see. But that is the latest right now. It's going to be around the 35 million euros package. And yeah, it's now down. It's going to be down to the player. I suspect that a fee will be agreed relatively shortly. Maybe this week. I think discussions are very much advanced on that front. And yeah, let's just see. No, that absolutely isn't true. That's not true. Gallagher's not been offered any contracts from from Chelsea whatsoever. That absolutely isn't the case. Selling one of our own for these small prices sends a bad message to people that look up to Gallagher. Yeah, look, I hear you. You know, it doesn't send the greatest of messages. What does it say? That, you know, you spent your entire life at the club, you've given everything to the football club, you've gone through the ranks, you've established yourself as a key player in the first team, you've become a club captain for most of the season last season, and then suddenly, you know, the football club just decide, no, we don't want you. You know, we fucked ourselves over financially, and now you're surplus to requirements. It doesn't send a good message. I have to be honest. It really doesn't send a good message at all in my view, and it's it's just disappointing at the end of the day. You know, that's what it is. You know, it shouldn't really have to end this way. You know, it shouldn't have to end this way whatsoever. But yeah, look, I wouldn't be surprised if Connor decided to stay as well. I think he'd back himself. But my only worry would be that if he did decide to stay, then how's he going to be treated by Chelsea? Would he train with the first team? Would he be frozen out? Like what would they do then? Because we've seen how Chelsea treat players. So it would be very interesting to see what would happen, wouldn't it? It would be very interesting to see. But yeah, that's the latest on Conor Gallagher, guys. Not too much more to add on that front with him. Let's move away from Conor Gallagher and let's move on to the Ben Chilwell situation quickly before we talk about goalkeepers. So let's move on to the Chilwell situation, guys. What have we got going on this front with Ben Chilwell? Let me just bring this up now. So obviously Chile wasn't involved in the game against Celtic at all, which is interesting. And we've had today, Chelsea coaches are trying to find a position for Ben Chilwell as his skill set is not seen as entirely suited to Enzo Maresca's system of choice, casting some doubt over the fullback's future. You know, Maresca yesterday in the press conference described it as a delicate situation in trying to find a solution for Chilwell. As I've said, you know, it's not. You know, Chilwell is going to be one of the biggest losers of Enzo Maresca coming in. He simply doesn't suit it. You know, Maresca seemingly doesn't think he's capable of performing the inverted role in midfield, and quite simply, Chile doesn't fit the way that Maresca wants to play, and he doesn't fit the Chelsea system. That's kind of where we are with that one. Chelsea coaches are trying to find a position for Ben Chilwell. Chilwell is at his best when bowling down the left side, but Maresca's fullbacks will be expected to move into midfield. The 27-year-old was unused in Chelsea's 4-1 loss to Celtic and has been linked with being sold this summer amid concerns he would struggle inverting. He's considered a good character to have in the dressing room and is under contract until 2027, but Chelsea's pre-season preparations have indicated he would not be a preferred choice in the upcoming campaign. Maresca spoke with journalists in Atlanta about Chilwell and told us, Chile is a left-back for sure. I see him as I've always seen him, like a left fullback. Asked if he can invert, Chelsea's new situation's a bit delicate in terms of we are trying to find a solution for him in terms of position, but he probably needs a bit of time. Delicate in terms of finding the right position for him. We want players that can perform 100% and for sure in these 2 or 3 weeks. Malo and Reece can both do the work required of them and both finish with more assists or more dangerous in the way they were being used in the past, because in that position they are very good enough to make last passes because of their quality. They are both very good. Other options for Chelsea at left back include Cucurella and Renato Vega and maybe Levi Colwell. But yeah, basically what we're saying here is that in regards to Chilwell's future at Chelsea, if he's not used again tonight against Club America, if he's unused again, I think that's a very, very telling sign that he is not going to be a big part of the plans at all. You know, I'm not saying that he wouldn't feature at all and he might not start some games, but it's clear that he just doesn't suit the system. That's the reality of the situation here, guys. He simply does not suit the system. As a wing back, absolutely fantastic. You know, he was at his best when he was bombing down the wings and whatnot. But ultimately, since his injuries, he's not been the same player. I don't really think he's capable of doing that. We don't play in that same way anymore. And defensively, he's not the best. And ultimately, you know, it's not about Chilwell not being a good footballer. It's quite simply a case, in my view, that look, he just doesn't suit the way the manager wants to play. And that's not his fault. You know, the manager wants to play a certain way, and Chile would seemingly not fit in the system. Pep wanted Chile once, and Enzo's meant to play his style. No, look, Pep wanted Chilwell a while back because Chilwell wouldn't, but they don't play the same. Like Chilwell wouldn't have inverted from the left-hand side. He would have just been a pure attacking outlet. You know, and Pep doesn't always invert the fullback, not all the time. Yeah, exactly. My stance on Chilwell personally is that, look, I like him. He's an experienced player. You know, he'd be good to have around the squad. You know, he's one of the very, very few players that actually know what it's like to win a trophy with Chelsea. And look, I like him. I think he's a good footballer. But ultimately, you know, he struggled to find his best form, guys. And he doesn't fit the system. He just doesn't fit the system. Now, look, everyone deserves a chance. So I think whatever they've seen in training or just in general he doesn't really feel that Chilwell is filling the criteria for what he's looking for. Guys, still 162 in the building. Keep smashing that like button. Keep subscribing to the channel as well. Guys, let's run this up to 170 likes if we can. That would be greatly appreciated. Run it up. And we're 3 subscribers away, people, from 10,750. So make sure you're smashing that like button. Make sure you subscribe as well. 3 subscribers required more. You can definitely do that, guys. So please hit the subscribe button and please run up the likes. Yeah, that was the best. Too cool Chile. Yeah, look, is that player still there? Maybe. But the reality is Chelsea simply don't play that way anymore. It'll be interesting to see whether he's going to be, 100%. It was the best wing-back pairing, you know, hands down. The way they were so good. They were so good. But yeah, it's an unfortunate one, isn't it? But I think that's just the way it is right now. That's kind of just the way it is, guys. That, you know, that's the problem we're going to have. Chilwell won't be the only one, but yeah, I think he's going to miss out big time. I think he's going to miss out big time on he's going to miss out big time on regular minutes next season. Tuchel played with wing backs, which suits Chile, and he was good for them. Ben played not well, will be good for Wrexham. Fair enough. Yeah, let's wait and see what happens. But tonight will be telling. As I said, guys, if he's not involved in again tonight at all against Club America, then I think you'll really see what Maresca's thoughts are on him. But again, what might help him is how well is Renato Vega going to do? If Vega doesn't impress that much and it's deemed that he needs a loan to continue his development, then Chilwell probably has a chance to stay. If Vega does well and Maresca decides he's going to be part of the squad, then there's a bit more of a difficult situation. Let him stay. Another massive personality gone from the club that knows what it takes to play for Chelsea. Look, I hear it from that point of view, but he's one of the highest earners at the club. And look, ultimately, if he doesn't suit the style of play, then there's not really an awful lot that we can do about it. There's not really an awful lot we can do about it. If he simply doesn't suit the style of play, then what are we then what is his purpose? If it's that might sound harsh, but there doesn't really seem to be much of a point to him if he's not able to, if he doesn't suit the style of play. I doubt he'd be involved. Let's wait and see. Clear Lake Capital got Chelsea Football Club on the cheap. A totally corrupt UK government worked to undermine everything at Chelsea because Russian owns the owner not being paid. Yes, big up, big up. Look, let's wait and see what happens. I'd like to think that Chelsea are just going to stick with Maresca, whatever happens. Do I believe in Maresca? Yeah, sure. We've had 2 games. We've got a number of first team players unavailable. We were never gonna be in a situation where the squad were going to adapt to his style of play straight away. We were never going to be in that position. And yeah, there's no time to panic right now. I expect improvements against Club America from the Celtic game. If there's still defensive issues and we're not really improved much, then yeah, maybe a few more calls for concerns can occur. But right now, I think it's just important to stay calm. Ultimately, you get your mistakes and your shit performances out of the way at the start of the season. In the pre-season. That's what it's for. It's for learning. It's for getting things wrong and rectifying it. We've had terrible pre-seasons in the past and had good seasons on the back of it. We've had really good pre-seasons and then had shocking seasons. The pre-season doesn't really dictate how the season's going to go. Hope Maresca inverts Cucurella. He absolutely will. Yes, big up, bro. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, no, absolutely will be. Yeah, make reference that point earlier. That will tell us a lot. That will tell us a lot. I think if he doesn't feature, I'm not saying he's not going to feature on a tour again. Of course he will. But if he doesn't feature for the second game running, then I think that gives you a big indication that, yeah, look, you're not a big part of the plans this season. You can stay, but you're not going to play much. And, if you want to leave, then no problem. I think that's kind of where Chelsea are at right now. They're not actively looking to force Chilwell out, but I think they're sort of in a situation where, look, if the offer comes in and it's good, then let's take it. Starting 8. So what for next season? Caicedo and I think it will be Dewsbury Hall. I'll be real. I think the first choice midfield will be Enzo, Caicedo, and Dewsbury Hall. I mean, there's a possibility Palmer at times could play in that number 8 role. But yeah, I think it's going to be obviously going to be Enzo and Caicedo. Caicedo, I think Caicedo or Enzo is one of the 8s, and then Dewsbury Hall as well. So yeah, no, I've seen those. Yeah, look, the Chelsea consider the matter closed internally. I think everyone's made up. And as a club, they're in a squad, they're moving forward. That's the situation. Guys, keep running it up, by the way. We are 171 likes. Let's try and get this to 180 likes, people. Let's get this to 180 on the likes. We are 1 subscriber away now from 10,750. Let's make sure we get there. Keep smashing that subscribe button. One of you lovely people needs to do that. And then we're halfway to 10.8K. Because James, too injury prone, won't last 5 games till he's injured again. Let's wait and see. I'd like to think James's injury issues are behind him. I would like to think that's the case. I'd like to think his injury issues are 100% behind him. So yeah, let's wait and see on that one. Yeah, look, of course, Enzo's can play as an 8. He could play as a 6. Look, there's many different options there. It could be. I think, look, nothing's set in stone. The good thing is that we've got a lot of different options in the middle of the park. So yeah. Anyway, let's move away from Chilwell. And I wanted to finish up on goalkeepers. Philip Jorgensen was unveiled yesterday. This move is a dream come true. I'm very excited to have signed for Chelsea, one of the biggest clubs in the world. I can't wait to get to know everyone and start playing with all my new teammates. Okay, and I don't think he'll be involved today. I think it'll be a bit too soon, but he should be involved against Man City, you'd imagine. He could be a surprise. We could see him today. Chelsea. But what was interesting here is this graphic from ESPN. Chelsea have now spent £161 million on goalkeepers over the last 6 years. Do you know how mad that is? That's crazy. There it is. How's that looking on screen? Yeah, that's it. We've spent £161 million on goalkeepers in the last 6 years. That's crazy. And look, we don't know what Jorgensen's going to be like, but Chelsea need this to work out. We can't be in a position where next summer we are looking for yet another goalkeeper. Again, Jorgensen, he obviously fits what Chelsea are looking for. He's obviously good distribution, good with the ball at his feet, which is obviously a hallmark of what Maresca looks for in his goalkeepers. So yeah, he must tick those boxes and he must be suited to the system. Otherwise, we wouldn't have signed him. But when you look at the amount of money that Chelsea have spent on goalkeepers over the last 6 years, it is quite frankly ridiculous. And then, of course, it looks like Mike Penders, the 19-year-old from Genk, is closing in on a move to Chelsea. Chelsea close to agreeing a €20 million deal with Genk, which would see Penders stay on loan there next season. So yeah, it's kind of mad. It's kind of mad. No, we've not seen Slonina yet. He spent last season on loan in Belgium. I'm sure he'll go out again on loan somewhere. But no, we've not seen him play for Chelsea yet, I don't think. No, he's definitely not played for the first team. Very good shots up, really even better with his feet and distribution. Get Sanchez out. Yeah, look, I don't think it will take long for Jorgensen to displace Sanchez. I think it is a really key that we got this deal done. And he's able to spend some time with the squad on the pre-season. But it is mad when you think about it, right? And you see it and you're just like, wow, we have spent a lot of money on goalkeepers. Admittedly, nearly half of it's on Kepa, but these 4 goalkeepers in Slonina, Sanchez, Petrovic, and Jorgensen, these 4 goalkeepers have all arrived in the last 2 years. That's crazy to have signed 4 goalkeepers in the last 2 years. We've signed, in the last 3 windows, we've signed 3 first-team goalkeepers. We have got Sanchez, Petrovic, and Jorgensen all on 7-year contracts. And one of Sanchez or Petrovic is leaving, has to leave this season because there's not room for them. That's the issue that we've got here. But I just thought that was an interesting point to flag up. How much money we've spent on goalkeepers. We talk about goalkeepers and you think how many we've bought over the years and the mistakes that we've seemingly made in the market with the goalkeepers we've signed. And when you see it like that, you're just like, yeah, wow, that really is quite something. The only reason that Petrovic is probably going to be the fall guy here is because there's a market for him. That's why, because he's half decent and there's a market for him. There's simply no market for Robert Sanchez. So Petrovic is basically a victim of his own success last season, where there is a market and there are suitors for him. Whereas simply no one will sign Robert Sanchez. That's the problem that's the problem we've got here. It's as simple as that. Petrovic not on the tour, believed to be injured. And it will be interesting to see where he ends up. But yeah, I'd be shocked if Chelsea were somehow able to offload Sanchez. I don't see that. I don't see that being the case at all. Who says no? Pretty much the vast majority of Chelsea fans would say no. Felix is a luxury player. The idea is way better than the reality. The idea is far better than the reality with Felix, for sure. There's a reason why clubs don't want him. When so many top clubs don't want you, there's a reason why, and it's not a good look. Absolutely not a good look. But yeah, that's I just thought I'd raise that on the goalkeepers. Just lastly, in regards to our friendly tonight, I'm sure we'll see the starting team hopefully get, maybe might get 60, 70 minutes this time. There might be a few changes at the break, but I suspect that, players that are likely to feature in the first team from the off, will maybe play 60, 70 minutes tonight. Just looking for an improved performance, better out of possession, better off the ball. Not defensive mistakes. Hopefully we can create some opportunities going forward. Look, if we play in the right way and we show improvements, if we lose, we lose, I'm not too fussed about the result. I just want us to play in the right way. But we need to put in a good performance and we need to get a win given the first 2 games that we've had. So look, I'd like to think that with a bit more time on the training ground, that we will see some level of improvement from us in this game against Club America. That would be that's my hopes. I just want to see improvements. I want to see Guy continue to do well. Maybe we get to see Nicholas Jackson. Let's see what Dewsbury Hall does. These are important games for the likes of Mudryk and Madueke as well. They need to make an impact. I just want to see players make an impact. I want to see a better team performance and an improvement from the Celtic game at the end of the day. It's not asking for an awful lot, is it? It's not asking for an awful lot. They obviously missed that bit out. But that's clearly what the 4-window plan entailed. But bro, you also need time to implement the ideas on the pitch. It's all very well training with them, but you need to get those ideas across in a real match situation. So it might be frustrating, but you need that time. You need that time. But anyway, guys, I am going to round this one out here. Big up to everyone that's tuned in. Love for all of the support. Been a good show tonight. Good numbers. Appreciate each and every single one of you. Guys, make sure you smash the likes on the channel on the way out. Please subscribe to the channel as well. That's not helping. Getting on a plane after every game and flying over America is not helpful for preparations whatsoever. I agree. But guys, going to round this out. Big up to everyone that's locked in. Love for the support as always. Good numbers tonight. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Please smash the likes on the way out. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Enjoy the game tonight if you're staying up to watch it. I'll be back tomorrow. There'll be a match reaction video dropping on the channel at midday. Stay tuned for that. And if there's more news, I'll also be back live tomorrow as well. So stay tuned for all the content, guys. Love for the support. Means a lot as always. Thank you so much, guys. Up the Chelsea. Peace out. Catch you lot tomorrow. Love.